Hey guys, it's daskro again, and I'm here with Nine. He is one of the Draft League competitors in the ATA Draft League coming up on the Championship Gaming League. And ask him a few questions, talk to him a little bit about this this Draft League coming up and what's to be expected. And I am having problems. I killed the guy, but while trying to narrate at the same time, that's okay though. Well, enough of me talking though. Nine, say hello and how are you?
Hello.
So, Nine, tell us a little bit about yourself while we're playing this. Hopefully you can try to get some kills as well as get a little bit of fire at the same time.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of difficult, but I am right now. I work for a police station. I actually answer 911 calls. So if you answer 911 in some area of New Jersey, you could be talking to me. So tomorrow is actually my last day working full-time. Right now I go to school part-time for computer science, and I have about 50 credits towards my associate degree. And tomorrow is actually my last full day, my scheduled full-time job. Tomorrow is my last day there, and I'll be going to school full-time and
cool.
Working part-time.
Very cool.
So devote more time to gaming.
So how long have you been playing Battlefield, be it Battlefield 3 or other Battlefield series out there?
I started playing Battlefield 3 when it came out, October 25th. This is my first Battlefield series. I played Call of Duty when it was for PC, Call of Duty 1 and 2, back when it was in PC. It's PC now, but when it was mainly PC back then. And throughout the last 10 years, I've also played Unreal Tournament 1999. So that's a game that I've played since about 2000. I've always played it on and off for the last 10 or 12 years.
And in these past games in Call of Duty and Unreal Tournament, were you mostly just pubbing around, or did you play in some kind of organized or competitive format?
I would say my first competitive gaming experience was back in 2002, 2003 with Unreal Tournament 1999, and it was just part of a league, maybe like Team Warfare. I think it may have been Team Warfare league. I still have my account. It was from like 2003. So back in 2002, 2003 probably is when I just started to dip my feet into competitive gaming and just playing competitively with teams.
And did you also play Call of Duty competitively as well?
I never played Call of Duty competitively. That was just my main games were all Unreal Tournament. Every Unreal Tournament that came out, 2003, Unreal Tournament 2004, and Unreal Tournament 3, which came out in like 2007. So between playing those games consistently for the last 10 years, whenever I took breaks or I played them casually, I played Call of Duty casually, and my main game was Unreal Tournament.
And how would you describe Unreal Tournament for those that have never played it before? Because for those of us that have been playing first-person shooter games on PC for a while, Unreal Tournament's a very well-known franchise. But for those that are new to PC gaming, what is Unreal Tournament like?
If I could describe it briefly, it's just a fast-paced first-person shooter. Obviously it's unrealistic. It's supposed to take place in the future, but it's a very fast-paced first-person shooter game that is probably typically I hear when people see it for the first time is that it's hard to follow because you don't really know exactly what's going on. And one unique thing about Unreal Tournament was that they had a translocator weapon, which was basically a little disc that you could throw. And it's basically, if I could compare it to something in Battlefield, it would be a spawn beacon. It was basically a spawn beacon. You could toss it, and it would be faster than just running somewhere. So you could toss it high. It would go 5 feet in front of you, and then you teleport to it, and then you do that over and over again. And some people were able to get so good at it that it really was a skill that put you ahead of other players. And that's one of the most skillful and one of the most confusing things when people see Unreal Tournament is like, what the hell is that thing that they're throwing? What is that frisbee that they're throwing? And it certainly set itself apart from other games in that way, just by the weapons, just the weapons involved in the game itself.
And you mentioned it was a much faster paced game. How much faster is it compared to, let's say, Battlefield 3 or Call of Duty? I mean,
I would go as far to say as it's a game that's twice as fast as Battlefield. You're moving around. You got to make so many more decisions in about half the time you would take, to make a decision in Battlefield, whether it's whether to revive someone or go for the kill and then the revive. It's just you need to do so many things that you can do so many things at once, or rather, you could do so many things consecutively in Unreal Tournament, and it's a lot like Quake. Whereas you're shooting rockets, then you're shooting a lightning gun, then you're shooting a rail gun, and then you're shooting whatever. So you're doing those things in combination. Whereas Battlefield 3, you have a gun. You've got basically one main gun, and you got a sidearm, and you got a nade. So you don't have many options. When it's an Unreal Tournament, you can hold your inventory can hold up to 10 weapons at a time. You pick them up within the map, but there's 10 weapons that you could have. So you could be switching within 9, 10 weapons. You could switch to a translocator. There was actually a thing in Unreal Tournament called a piston rifle, which actually loaded up with air, and you could use it. It's kind of like rocket launching, whereas you could charge it up. And if you jump at the same time when you release it, you point it to the ground, hit the ground, jump at the same time, and you'd be able to jump up higher than you normally would be if you had just jumped normally without using a piston. It's sort of like a rocket jump at Quake.
Well, that makes sense. But enough about Unreal Tournament, although I do enjoy the Unreal Tournament series. As you transition from Unreal Tournament to this game, what were the biggest differences in terms of gameplay, in terms of feel, that kind of thing?
The biggest difference is slowing down. I mean, I don't think that it rewards you if you try to Rambo and try to just take out 3 guys by yourself. You really have to be conscious and aware of your surrounding and the situation that you're in, and be smart about it. Otherwise, you're just not going to be effective, and you're not going to be good. That was one thing that, initially when I came over to this game in October and November, I had a difficult time. I was just I had ants in my pants. I just wanted to go and just fucking charge everyone and just fucking kill everyone. But excuse my language. Sorry about that.
That's alright.
So I wanted to charge and Rambo everybody, but it wasn't paying off. I'd end up losing basically every battle, or maybe I kill one guy and then I die. I've done nothing else but kill one guy, and that didn't do anything for my team. So I certainly have had to develop some patience and a bit more. Just got to slow things down a bit more and be aware of your surrounding. This game, opposed to Unreal Tournament, where you had to, your mind was going 1,000 times a second, and you had to make decisions very, very quickly. Whereas here, it's just, especially in Squad Rush, where it's just such a slow game type, typically, especially without a timer. And there's no advantage to Ramboing anything or going quickly for anything. You don't get penalized. There's no time limit, so. It's just, you gotta more cautious and be aware of your surroundings.
No, I have to agree with you. Patience definitely is a virtue within Battlefield 3. Although one of the things that I've noticed about Battlefield 3 that sort of sets it apart from other games is the amount of teamwork and communications is up there with some of the traditionally sort of top team-oriented first-person shooter games out there, Counter-Strike, or even some iterations of Call of Duty way back when. How have you seen your communication evolve as you play Battlefield 3 competitively? That kind of thing?
I think the most difficult thing for these types of games, especially this game with the size of the maps, is just getting callouts down. Like it's not easy to call everything. There's a lot of multiple huts and multiple shacks and multiple trailers, and it's difficult to come up with specific names and specific effective callouts for each area of the map that is most effective. I mean, it's just honestly like playing Canals right now. It's just how do you name every you don't obviously need to name every trailer, but you need to name the areas of the map that you're gonna know what your teammate's talking about when he says they're over by red trailer or whatever it is that they decide to call it. So I've just so much more difficult when it comes to callouts because there's not a specific. I mean, comparing it to Unreal Tournament had different weapons. It was mostly a capture the flag game type that I played, so both sides of the map were symmetric. It was a symmetrical map. Both sides of the map were the same. So, and you almost basically called out, if you need to call out a flag carrier or somebody coming into the base, you were calling out like right, left, center, mid, high, low. And then there's, of course, it was easy because there was weapons that were spawned in certain areas of the map that weren't in other areas, so you could just say, there's somebody at the sniper rifle, somebody at the rocket launcher, etc. Whereas Battlefield 3, there's so many objects and so much detail into these maps that it's difficult to have effective callouts, and it's certainly, I think, something that every team I bet struggles with.
That makes sense. We'll continue playing in the next round. Let's go to the CGL itself. Recently, there was the actual draft event earlier this week, and you got selected on Team KKG, which is the team led by Proof from Team Nexus. What are your thoughts on this? Are you excited to play with Proof and company, or are there any players in particular that you're interested in playing with, and around those lines?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to play with guys like Proof, and Subcom is on my team as well. I think there's another Nexus guy. I think Pack is on our team. I'm most interested to play with people that are better than myself, and the other players that are lesser skilled than I am. But I'm mostly looking forward to playing with other guys and just getting experience and seeing how they play the game and learning from them and making myself better at this game and having fun. It's a draft league, and I haven't played 8s in a while since Area 51. I left Area 51 back in March, so it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to playing 8s again.
Oh, no doubt at all. Oh, I'm getting killed. Let me just run out of here. As you've played Call of Duty, recreationally, and you've played, tournament competitively, now Battlefield competitively, what's the biggest difference between playing just in a pub versus playing competitively? What motivates you or entices you to want to play competitively versus just in a random public server?
The challenge of playing against other better players or players similar to your skill level. It basically just comes down to the challenge. Pubbing gets boring once you know you go 90 and 15 in a metro server, or you know you just it's boring. There's no communication and there's no teamwork. Really, it's just a bunch of stupid idiots running around shotgunning and fucking darting people.
Yeah, I'm shotgunning right now. No, you keep on going though.
So it's mostly that. Is one of the biggest differences is that the rule set. I enjoy playing competitively, and the competitive rules are a lot of what attracts me to competitive gaming, because the less skillful weapons like the N320 and the dart at this point, but the frag rounds, USAS, you know, they're not they're banned in competitive play, which is nice to play without. It's frustrating to play against that in the pub, and you just want to throw your monitor across the room.
Now, for those that haven't played competitively before, why is it such a big deal to ban these weapons?
It's such a big deal because if you don't ban these, they're basically overpowered weapons that don't take a lot of skill. The skill curve for them is very small, and if they didn't ban them, everybody would be running around with these weapons. If they didn't ban the USAS with frag rounds, everyone would have been running around with. You would see 3 people with USAS frag rounds, and it would become a spam fest. Like, just not skillful whatsoever, and it's just it basically comes down to what's skillful, what's not, and what's overpowered, and what just doesn't make the game. What makes the game unbalanced, basically.
Sure. Well, that definitely makes sense. Oh, I'm about to kill a bunch of dudes. Let's see if I get these kills. Oh, I got a few kills. That's cool. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, for those that haven't played competitively before, but are interested in playing, be it in the draft league or otherwise, what word of advice would you have for them? People just getting into the competitive scene. What?
I would suggest, and I use this. I use this in any game that I go and play competitively, or even casually. I always want to be good at the games that I play. Is just watch, and you literally just imitate the better players. You mimic the players that are good. You do what they do. You play like they play, and you develop your own style. But you have to you learn to do what's effective, what's not effective, how people do this, how the better players kill someone in these scenarios, and you learn from them. The best advice that I could give if somebody's going into competitive gaming is just to watch. Unfortunately, there's no spectator mode in this game yet. Hopefully that's coming, but definitely watch videos of X Factor. As much as people bust his balls, X Factor, I'm sure, helps a lot of people out, and anybody that's looking to get into competitive gaming should definitely check out X Factor's videos, and anybody's game, any of the better players' gameplay for that matter. You just copy what they do. What gun do they use? What sight do they use? What are the glitch spots that they use? Where do they post up when they're trying to capture a flag? Where are they hiding when they capture a flag? Where are they hiding when they defend a flag? And you start to do those things that they do, and you eventually work yourself and you improve better, and you get to that level.
Oh, that is sound advice. All that being said, do you have any last words or comments that you'd like to share with everyone while as we bring this interview to an end?
I just want to say that I'm working with PHP Gator from CGL, and he's working on the site to possibly get some tournament features added to the CGL site, and there might be a chance in the future, hopefully the next month or so, to maybe get some whether it's friendly tournaments going on for any game type, whether it's 5v5 or 8v8 squad rush. But hopefully, what will be a feature on the CGL website that will be able to run tournaments flawlessly and very simply, user-friendly, and hopefully we'll be able to at least get some good matches going and you know, get some good Battlefield matches competition.
That sounds great. I myself am looking forward to this event and the CGL APA Draft League and other CGL events immensely. And again, if you want to get involved, you can check out CGL's website. The season 1 of the draft has already is already in progress, but the next season will be just around the corner. So don't be afraid to sign up and play and see how it is to play in the big league. So that being said, I want to thank you, Nine, for joining me in this interview, and we'll just play for a little bit longer and call it a day.
Yeah, and I also want to thank you for your time and putting the effort into videos such as this, because that's the people like you are the ones that make the game even more fun and enjoyable, because it's enjoyable to see these videos come out to the community, and there's certainly, I look forward to watching any video you guys put out of the community and the 8s, 4s, 5s, whatever it is. But thank you for your time that you put into that.
I appreciate those kind words, Nine. I will tell you that not to go off too much on a side tangent on this interview, but one of my main objectives in making these videos is to showcase the competitive side of Battlefield, because it's, with the exception of 1 or 2 guys that cover it, it's very underrepresented out there. And there's a lot of guys that play this game casually, and yet they don't even know about the competitive community, let alone I've thought about competing in it. And I think that when people start realizing that it's there and realizing that it's a lot of fun, it's so much more fun compared to just doing what I'm doing right now, just shotgunning random dudes.
Yeah. Yep.
You never want to go back. That's why I've been playing competitive Battlefield for 10 years now, and I'm not stopping. It's really that much fun. So it's kind of hard to articulate why it's so much fun, but hopefully these interviews and some of the videos that I do will showcase that of why.
Yeah, and I know I'm rambling on, and they probably want to just shut this interview off, but that's exactly part of why I still play competitive gaming as well, is that it's just it's so much more rewarding, and it's just, not that it's an accomplishment, but it's so much more rewarding when you beat, you beat somebody good. You killed someone that's skillful, or even more skillful than yourself. And that's one of the main things that keeps me playing competitively. Even Unreal Tournament, I played competitively up to a few months ago. There was still a draft league, just like the one that is going on currently with CGL. There was, after clans died back in 2003, 2004, in Unreal Tournament, they decided to do a draft league back then, and it's been going on since, and it's about the 23rd or 24th season, just this past month, just finished up, and that's why I play it. Like, I play it to beat better players, I play it to beat other skillful players, and it's just, it beats pubbing, especially since Unreal Tournament only has about 20 pubbers right now. But it's if you a game doesn't have to die just because there's nobody publicly playing it anymore. Anybody can play any game competitively if it's balanced.
Indeed. All right, Nine. Well, all that being said, it's a great discussion. I want to thank you again, and we'll just play a few more minutes on here and call it an end.
All right. Mm. You're a celebrity.
I guess so.
Yeah. You're a fucking celebrity.